Mercedes-AMG Interview Lounge.
Chris Distefano, welcome to the show.
There it is. Thank you. I could barely hear that. I have an ear infection.
Oh, God.
So, just on the right ear. Well, I don't know if it's infected anymore, but I definitely have fluid in the ear.
Oh, God.
This is disgusting.
Turning this way, though, helps. I'm happy I'm looking at you this way. It's draining my right ear. Thank you, Elvis. You're always on my good side.
I love that you're draining your ear in our studio.
Absolutely. Sinus drip.
So Chris Distefano grew up listening to our show.
I did.
And you actually remember when we had Dane Cook on 1,000 years ago.
1,000 years.
Goodness.
Yeah, I don't know when it was. Maybe 2008, right? You said? Yeah, so I was thinking about doing comedy. I started comedy in like 2010. So I heard it in 2008 and I didn't, get the courage to do it for another 2 years. But Dane Cook was on, and you guys always had like actors, actresses, musicians, and I never heard a comedian on, and that's what I was thinking about doing. And I listened. I remember being stuck in traffic on my way I was in physical therapy school at the time. And I was on traffic on Long Island. I was like, that's really what I want to do. Like, I was like, could you imagine like what Dane's life is right now? He's doing comedy. He's on with Elvis. Like, It's awesome. I mean, he was promoting like Madison Square Garden. I took the bus here, but I'm still like happy to be here, I'm still feel like, in a way, this is like has always been like a goal of mine to be in here. So it's kind of really cool for me.
Let me just jump right to the question.
It is really cool for me.
I'm going to jump right to the question. Why are you currently locked out of Instagram?
Oh my God, I don't know.
What did you do? Do you have an assumption of something you did?
Can somebody help me? Because like 3 days ago, my Instagram, I was locked out, and I said, maybe I'm putting in the wrong password, and then the password, they wouldn't send me the link to my email to retrieve the password. It just kept saying you have to contact Instagram. Oh. And there's no way to contact Instagram. There's nobody that picks up phones. I've emailed them. I mean, it's like...
Your account is still on, though, right?
It's on, but I can't post anything. Like, I would have been all over this. I would have been on stories. I would have been going nuts. Filters, bunny ears. I would have been... But I can do nothing.
Yeah, there you are.
So
the last time you posted was 4 days ago.
Yes. I'm locked out.
What'd you do?
Help. I don't know. I just woke...
Something.
I don't know what I did.
Did you call Instagram and ask?
No, there's no way to get in contact with them.
There's no one there.
You call them and it's just a robot voice that tells you to email. And then I email and the robot doesn't email me back.
All right. We
So
have
I don't know what to do.
We
Help
have
me.
resources.
Okay.
Web girl Kathleen, you can get him back on, right? No.
You can't? Thank you. This is encouraging.
You got Uncle Johnny back on. You can do that. What Greg T? What's up?
Tony can.
Yeah, Tony Millett. He can probably help me.
We got a guy.
At Instagram? A guy named Tony? Yeah. Oh, there we go. That's right up my alley. Tony.
Scary. Can you imagine not being able to access your Instagram for like a day or two?
I would freak the hell out. I can't do it. My hands are shaking thinking about your Instagram page.
Yeah, well, because the thing is, like, that's where my whole business is. Like, I realize, like, that's what I do. That's where I promote my stuff. That's where, like, I'm connected to the people that like my comedy there, and now I have nothing. Twitter, nobody cares about Twitter.
Let's talk about that. By the way, if you're just turning us on, Chris Distefano's here.
Yeah.
And we were talking earlier before you came in about how different it is to be a comic or to be a comedian, whatever you want to call you. An artist.
There you go.
Today versus, let's say, 2 years ago. I mean,
oh my God, yeah.
Rather than watching a whole special on Netflix, which would be great, you also can cut up like different conversations and just jokes and put them up individually, right?
Like nowadays, if my with our society, like, everybody's attached to their phones. People don't want to sit down for an hour, but a minute clip of something. Like, let's take like Sebastian Maniscalco, who just sold out the Garden 4 shows in a row. I'm a comedian. I've known about Sebastian for 10, 12 years, but most of the public found out about him about a year or two ago, and they watched his special, but really what you saw is his 1-2 minute Facebook clips of his special, and then you're like, okay, I'm invested in this guy. I want to go see him. So nowadays, it's like, I'd rather have, a 1 or 2 minute clips out there than my whole special, because that's how I'm going to get people to come out and see me. It's these tight clips, and then they invest in me, and they're like, I'll go pay and see this guy live. So, and also having like a podcast and doing stuff like that, I feel like we control our own destiny now as comedians and artists more than we did, 15 years ago.
Hey, let me geek out for just a second.
Please.
And now this may be the worst question ever in the history of interviewing a comedian.
Yes.
Like, how do you write a joke? Like, what is this? No, seriously. No, really. Is there a science behind being funny? We need some pill we can take.
I think different comedians do have different things. Like, there's a lot of comedians that they sit in coffee shops and they write every single day. I'm not that kind of comic. For me, it's like things happen in my life. Everything I say on stage is like truthful. So like there's certain things that just happen where it's like I'm just going to actually say that like a week ago, like a new thing I'm doing on stage because it really happened. I was driving and my daughter was in the backseat. I have a 3-year-old daughter, and she's half Puerto Rican, half Italian, but she's really like Puerto Rican. Like she's very Latina. Her mom is very Latina. Right. And I got that attitude. And we were driving and the window was down, and she was like, Daddy, I'm cold. That's what she said. She like gesticulated with her little 3-year-old hand. She was like, Daddy, her fat little baby fingers. She was like, Daddy, I'm cold. So I put the window up. And she was like, now I'm hot. So I put the window back down. She was like, I just told you that makes me cold. I was like, what do you want me to do? And she was like, figure it out. And I was like, what? So I just said that. Like, I just go on stage and I just repeat that, because and that's how jokes work. Sometimes it's just something happened in life, you can just say it. Or sometimes you're like, that was funny. Why was that funny? And then you go on stage and you bomb with it. I think that's with comedians. It's like people want to start comedy. Like, what if I bomb? I'm like, you better bomb. That's how you're going to learn. When you do well, you don't learn anything from that. But like when you're just sweating, I mean, when it's just like a 5-minute set feels like 2 hours, it's just like, ugh.
I mean, you appreciate those moments that you've been on stage where no one responded to one damn thing you said?
Yeah. I mean, that's just like, and that gives people in the industry confidence that you'll be okay. Like, for example, I did comedy on David Letterman in like 2013, and I was working on my set for the bookers, and they kept seeing it do well. The 5 minutes was doing well, but they wouldn't book me. They just would not book me. They would see and then leave. And then I would talk to my manager, like, can I do the show? And they'd be like, I don't know. They said not yet. And then they saw me one time do it, and I bombed. The 5-minute set just got a 0. It was a tough crowd. I just wasn't on. And then I got booked 3 days later to do the show. And when I got there, they were like, we just needed to make sure that you could bomb gracefully. We just needed to make sure that if something goes wrong live on the David Letterman show, you're not going to freak out and not do the jokes we told you to do. You're going to actually, stick to the plan and do it. So, yeah. You know what's crazy? You know what I just realized? Letterman, I met John Travolta on David Letterman.
Yeah.
He was the other guest, and it was crazy. Like, he saw me, and I was coming in. He really calmed me down because I was going on next, and he was walking past me, and he was like, "Ooh, that's a nice suit," and I was like, "Thank you." And then he was like, what are you doing on the show? I said, "Comedy. It's like my first time ever on TV." And he was like, "Well, you've already done it before." And I was like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "You've done this. You've experienced it. Now you just have to go live out the moment." And I was like, "What do you?" No, I haven't done it. I was like, I haven't done the show yet. I'm on next. And then he was like, "No, but all the preparation, all the months." He was like, "I'm sure you had to go. I'm sure there's you had to be vetted through a big vetting process. So really, the hard part is over. You just have to go live the experience now. It's going to be beautiful." And then he put his hand on my chest, and like my heart was beating fast, and he was like, "Just relax." And then I felt so calm and comfortable. And then he was like, I want to watch every second of this. I want to experience this with you. He was like, I just want to watch because this is a profound moment, and I want to be there to take this in with you. And I was with my ex-girlfriend, my girlfriend at the time, ex-girlfriend now, and so they saw this, and then I had like literally like the best set I felt like I've ever had. I was so calm in the moment.
Wow.
Yeah, David Letterman was like in my ear. It was like, "Great set, kid." I came back. John Travolta wasn't there. I was like, where'd he go? My girlfriend was like, he left immediately. As soon as you took that mic out of the stand, he immediately left. Just punched your mother in the face. Just left. Just everything.
He was there though.
He was there. No, I know.
But not before feeling you up.
Right, yeah. No, what?
I said not before feeling you up.
Yeah, he definitely got a nipple grab, but I don't mind. It's Johnny T. Listen, I'm from Bay Ridge, Brooklyn. John Travolta, Saturday Night Fever, Bay Ridge. He can feel a nipple. I don't care. That's all for him.
So I'm assuming my favorite stories from anyone who's on stage making me laugh is just stories from your real life, and not your life on the road as a comedian, but your life before that. Maybe, for instance, you used to be a physical therapist.
I did
with kids.
Yes,
and I'm sure you had like a mountain.
Oh yeah, well yeah. I mean, the thing is with even like being a physical therapist to begin with, like my family, like especially my dad, he's an old school guy from the Bronx, just like kind of in and out of jail kind of guy, like one of those like knock around. Like my parents met at a walkathon. My mom was like raising money for like some great cause, walking the walkathon, because my mom was just like a great person, and my dad was doing community service on the side of the walkathon. So like that's just how they met. My dad was like on prison work release with the garbage pickups, flirting with my mom, trying to pinch her butt. My mom was like, you know, a college student, I was like, why'd you have sex with that guy? You know, so you know, but I mean, I'm here now. So my dad, even the whole concept of physical therapy, like you have to get a doctorate degree. It's like graduate school, and even that, like my dad thought that was dumb. He's like, I don't understand. You're going to college, and now you're going to go to like another college. It just seems stupid. It's like, no, Dad, it's a degree. Like my dad showed up to my college graduation. I'll never forget my doctorate graduation, graduate school, in like a suit jacket with sweatpants, with like a chain on that was like Jesus's actual height and weight in gold, just like yelling, "That's my kid!" Like everybody else is like, you know, we're getting doctorate degrees. It's like professional people from, you know, nice homes, but my dad's just there with like a sandwich, probably gambling on how many steps I was going to take to get the diploma. I guarantee you put in some kind of weird bet like that. Bet you he takes 18 steps to get that diploma. He gambled on my gender. My mother told me he gambled on my gender. Like he had bet that I was going to be a girl with one of his friends and had to give up I mean, we're already struggling for money. And at the time, my dad's giving my uncle $500 because he bet on vagina. But but see, like Elvis, those are just true stuff. That's just true things.
What'd you say, Gandhi?
Never bet on vagina.
Never bet on vagina.
Lose every time.
I was like, yeah.
Okay, so your show, stupid questions.
Yes.
I mean, I love how you interview someone at a bar, like a nice, relaxed scene, or a restaurant or whatever. You just ask a question, and a simple question, you call them stupid. I don't think they're stupid, but it turns into like a meaningful conversation.
Yeah, well, like I just wanted to do a show where it's like, you know, because I always liked the type of comedy. I used to like a comedian. I was like, oh, this person feels like I'm talking to them at a bar. They're not saying this is my next joke, that's my next joke. They're just talking, and it's silly. So when Comedy Central gave me the opportunity to do that show, I was like, hell yeah, I'll do that. Nice, yeah. And now it's like dumb things. Like I was like I don't know. If you could put your nipples anywhere else on your body, where would you put them?
Oh, my ears.
You put them on your ears?
I think on my earlobes. How cute would that look?
That would be cute. Cute little nipple ears.
I would say butt
on your
cheeks. Yeah.
Wow.
Ask me the question again.
What? If you could put your nipples anywhere else, where would you put them?
My tongue.
Your tongue?
Yes.
Oh,
wow.
That's good. Imagine the sensation.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. I think I can do it now. Hold on. Okay.
Yeah.
This is a good one.
Yeah. So I was, stuff like that, or like what's something, I would just be like, what's something everybody looks stupid doing? Like there's, like on the elliptical.
Trying to lick their nipples.
Yeah, trying to lick their nipples. Dumb.
The elliptical is kind of stupid looking.
Yeah, it's just a dumb. But it's good. Physical therapy, low impact on the knees. Maybe that'll clear my ear infection. I don't know. I got to jiggle this thing.
I mean, is it oozing?
It's not oozing. It's just, first of all, I went to the doctor. I was like, I have an ear infection. He's like, what are you, 3? I was like, yeah. And then I actually had both ears infected. I was supposed to be in Sacramento last week. I couldn't fly. The doctor told me I couldn't fly. He's like, your eardrums will pop on the plane. They'll burst. I was like, oh, man. So I
was at a party one time, and blood started coming out of my ear.
Really?
Isn't that a fun story?
That is. Tell us that.
That was at Mikey Russo's party.
Oh, Mikey Russo, another one of my dad's friends.
Exactly.
Why are your ears bleeding?
No, I had the kids. I thought only kids got infected ears.
That's what I thought. I mean, my daughter had was sick, but then I don't know. It got infected. I got all kinds of I got GERD, gastroesophageal reflux disease. It's like, what's going on? I'm 34 years old. Why do I have GERD? But it's just like.
That sounds like an old people.
It sounds like something like a 70-year-old woman would have, and I just have Ethel with GERD.
It's like heartburn, right? GERD?
Yeah, it's heartburn. But then here's wild. I don't know what happens. I have so much. It's unbelievable in my life. I can't GERD, and then I take medication to help combat the GERD, and the side effect of the medication for me is I can't sneeze.
What?
How wild is that? I don't know what. So it's like either I have crippling heartburn or don't sneeze, and it's like I'm like. I would be counting my sneezes when I'm on that medication. Like I'm on my group chat, my boys like, who sneezed today? They're like, nobody. We're not counting our sneezes, you serial killer. But so now it's like I just have heartburn all the time because I want to sneeze. I want to be able to get it out, and then I get ear infections.
But that's the truth. Half the medication you see on the television, it's like, hey, this will cure your anxiety, but you might bleed from your butt.
Yeah.
You might have cancer.
Yes.
I think I'll take my anxiety over bleeding from my butt. Like,
I
don't know. Like,
I know. I'd rather have heartburn. I want to sneeze. I never realized how good it is to just let out a sneeze because I couldn't sneeze for like 7 days once. I thought I had like a tumor. I was like, what's going on? Why can't I sneeze? And it was a side effect of the meds.
An anti-sneezing tumor?
Yeah. My friend's an emergency room doctor. Actually, my daughter's godfather's like an ER doctor. And I was like texting him, like sneezing things. He's like, dude, I'm treating real patients here. Like I'm saving lives. Like either sneeze or don't sneeze. I'm not counting your sneezes for you. I was like, I sneezed once 3 hours ago. Is that bad?
Stupid. I didn't know people counted sneezes.
I don't know that I would miss it if I couldn't.
No, I'm telling you, girl. Gandhi, you will miss it.
Do you ever make yourself sneeze?
I was trying to do everything. I was on the internet shoving things up my nose.
Yeah, I do that when I'm alone. I shove stuff up my nose and make myself sneeze because I love it.
Anything.
You like to sneeze?
Well, it's like an orgasm, but not. You know what I'm saying?
I hate sneezing.
Chris, you did mention for a second about your daughter. You're a single father.
I am.
You know,
yes.
we have a lot of single parents listening to our show, fathers and mothers.
Yeah, I listen. Being a single parent, at first it was like hard, but now me and my daughter's mom, like we're co-parents. Like I feel like, and also the way I obviously when you guys break up, there's like problems and, you broke up for a reason. You're angry at each other. But, once everything settled down, it's like, I look at my daughter and I look at my daughter's mom, that's like she gave birth to the best gift of all time for me. So like I treat her like I want to be like, look, no fights. We co-parent. We share this amazing daughter together. Like let's just be like best friends. If it's not going to work romantically, let's just be best friends. Whatever you do, if you date somebody, it's like whatever you want. I just want you to be so happy because you gave me this gift. And also like my daughter's role model, female role model, strongest female role model is you. So I want you to be as happy and empowered as you can be. I don't want to take anything away from you.
Now, do you really mean this stuff? Because
I swear.
Good.
Oh yeah. No, 100%. I'm.
That's awesome.
I did. Yeah. I mean, there was a time, after where we were like fighting a lot. I was like living with my dad. I was like, I hate it. But then once that settled down, I was like, no, like let's just. I want my daughter. I just want her to have the best life possible. So.
I love that.
Yeah, man.
See,
so yeah.
That's so nice.
I'm alone. And, I pleasure myself every night to a bag of Fritos. I got nothing going on. But what are you going to do? They're gluten free.
As long as you don't just don't do it with Cheetos.
Yeah.
Oh man, not the spicy Cheetos.
Now you'll turn yourself orange.
Yeah.
All right. I winked at him after I said that. Was that creepy?
No, I left it.
You can't pleasure yourself while eating Cheetos.
Yeah, my ears are bleeding.
Chris Distefano, April 26th at the Wall Street Theater, Norwalk. Follow him on Instagram. He can't follow himself on Instagram.
I can't follow myself on Instagram.
But you can see a lot of his stuff in bits and pieces. It'll make you want to go see a whole lot of it at one time. Chris Distefano, thank you. Distefano, yeah.
That's all right. And it's April 25th at the Wall Street Theater in Norwalk, Connecticut. Listen,
they
it's
gave
fine.
us the wrong date.
Who do I got to kill?
Yeah, I know. April 25th
Call your dad.
at the Wall Street Theater in Norwalk. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me, Elvis. This is awesome. I really appreciate it.